This is WKYT This Morning.
It's Friday. Good morning. Welcome into WKYT This Morning. I'm Bill Bryant.
We appreciate you starting your day with us. I'm Andrea Walker, and it is August 26th.
Here we go. The weekend is here.
Now at 6:30, hundreds will honor the 10-year anniversary of the Comair Flight 5191 crash this weekend.
Well, we'll tell you how the preparations are going this morning. Also, investigators looking for answers after two nuns, one of whom has Kentucky ties, were both found dead in Mississippi.
And an Eastern Kentucky KFC franchise owner is going viral for his unique new policy. We'll tell you all about it just ahead.
It's teamwork, heat, and humidity working together for the weekend,
right?
It's the worst team ever, though.
Exactly. You know? You got that right.
That's right.
I don't know. It'll be tougher in a few more months.
Yeah, you may be onto
Leave
something
that
there.
team off a while.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about snow yet, because we can't. Heat and humidity,
Good.
though, really going to get together today. Let's talk about some of these headlines as we move forward, because the summer surge continues. That means the heat and humidity he's talking about that got together and had an ugly baby called the heat index. Well, I'll tell you what, that will continue out there today. Those heat index numbers increase. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will also be around. It is high school football time as well, and look at this right here. This evening, kickoff, an isolated chance of a shower or thunderstorm, mid-80s at that point, but it's not going to be very comfortable at all. Even though it might not be raining at your game, I promise you will not be dry. You will be sweating with all that heat and humidity hanging out with us tonight. We'll track it into the area coming up for you here in just a few minutes.
All right, Jim Caldwell cutting to the chase this morning in our weekend forecast. Let's get to the news now. Hundreds will be gathering to honor the victims of Comair Flight 5191 tomorrow morning, as this weekend marks the 10th anniversary of that deadly crash.
It was a heartbreaking time. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain joins us live with more on tomorrow's memorial service. Good morning.
Guys, it was a heartbreaking time, and tomorrow morning's memorial will take place here at the Arboretum at 10 a.m. You know, that memorial is going to happen around the Flight 5191 sculpture of birds, each bird representing a life lost in that crash on August 27th, 2006. Now, Comair Flight 5191 crashed while taking off from the wrong runway at Bluegrass Airport in Lexington. The crash killing 47 passengers and two of the flight's 3 crew members. More than 300 family members and friends of those who died in the crash are expected to attend tomorrow morning's service. Also, Lexington Mayor Jim Gray, University of Kentucky President Eli Capilouto, and Deborah Hersman, former chairperson of the National Transportation Safety Board, are planning to be here tomorrow morning. Hersman was the lead investigator when the plane crashed. Lexington was not her home, but she said at the time she felt the sense of compassion and community.
Lexington just opened their arms to every single one of us and took us in and treated us like family.
Now, that community can come together once again tomorrow morning here at the Arboretum. You are more than welcome to attend, and they ask if you do come to please bring a lawn chair. Once again, the service is tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
And that full interview with Deborah Hersman that can be seen on Kentucky Newsmakers this weekend on Sunday morning. Here's some background on the tragedy of Flight 5191. It was on a Sunday morning in 2006. It left Bluegrass Airport bound for Atlanta at 6:07 a.m. A year later, the National Transportation Safety Board ruled the crash was caused by pilot error. And then in 2009, Bluegrass Airport replaced the runway that was used. We'll have live coverage of the memorial service tomorrow morning on WKYT. We'll begin that at 10 a.m. And you can also see a live stream of the service on WKYT.com.
Police in Mississippi are investigating the brutal murder of 2 Catholic nuns, and one of them had ties to Kentucky. Now their deaths have rocked several communities. WKYT's Mike Byer is at the live desk with details.
These are the nuns who were murdered. Sister Paula Merrill is on the left and Sister Margaret Held is on the right. Both of them were working in one of the poorest counties in Mississippi when police say they were murdered.
Margaret and I have worked together for many years. We just see patients and do what needs to be done.
This is one of the poorest counties in all of Mississippi. It rivals the bottom place in all sorts of statistics.
Police say both Sister Merrill and Sister Held were stabbed to death in their home. The brutal crime happened in Durant, Mississippi, near Jackson. Investigators say the 2 sisters might have been murdered during a break-in. Sister Merrill was a member of the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth, which is based in Nelson County, Kentucky, but she was originally from Massachusetts, where community members say she left a big impact on them. Now, police say a car belonging to them was also stolen. It was later found abandoned less than a mile from their home. Bill and Andrea, no arrests have been made in the case. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, thank you very much. A woman in Harlan County is looking for the owner of a dog after she found it in a garbage bag. Melissa Sargent Lewis posted this video to Facebook. She says she saw the bag moving on the side of the road and stopped to pick it up. That must have been a bizarre sight. Then found the dog alive inside. At last check, the dog has not been claimed.
A Central Kentucky middle school teacher is accused of inappropriately touching students. Rick Massey is charged with 9 counts of harassment with physical contact. Deputies in Bourbon County say one student claimed Massey kissed her on the forehead multiple times, and they say a second student claimed Massey touched her inappropriately. Court documents say Massey admitted to some of the accusations, but claimed that he was only offering religious and emotional support. Now, the school district says it is aware of the claims but cannot comment on pending legal matters.
A man accused of killing his daughter's boyfriend at a Rowan County home will face a judge this morning. Teddy Johnson is accused of shooting Marvin Adkins after an argument on Tuesday. Investigators found Adkins shortly after the shooting in a field across the street from the home. Johnson is scheduled to be arraigned at 11 o'clock this morning.
State police confirmed to us this morning they are still looking for a teenager missing from a Rowan County foster home. They say 17-year-old Brianna Gregory and 15-year-old Layla Hood walked away from the Sunrise Residential Care in Moorhead last Thursday. Police say Gregory was found last night, but Layla Hood is still missing. If you think you've seen her, you should contact the Kentucky State Police post in Moorhead.
We have a traffic alert to inform you about this morning, and it's going to affect you the rest of the day. Workers will be repairing potholes along a stretch of Richmond Road in Lexington this morning. The repair work will take place between Eagle Creek and Lakeshore Drive. State highway officials say it's a rolling operation, so drivers should watch for flashing arrows to direct them. Work will take place between 8:30 this morning and 3:30 this afternoon.
Well, the owner of several eastern Kentucky KFC restaurants is making headlines around the country over his new policy. Franchise owner Doug Nip has a sign posted in front of his stores saying all uniformed police officers eat free every day, all day. The Ashland police chief says it's a kind gesture, and he hopes it will improve community and police relations.
Our ability to get out and work with the community and them work with us, it's a two-way street, and we're very appreciative that he's taken the initiative, the first big step in partnering with us.
Nip's policy has recently gone viral after a picture of his signs was posted to the Ohio Going Blue Facebook page. The photo has received thousands of likes and shares, and Nip says that he hopes the policy catches on at other businesses across the country.
Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing?
It's a good gesture, for sure.
Let's get a check now of traffic, see how it's moving this Friday morning.
Let's go check in with Officer Don and Live Drive Traffic. He's out there at 98.1 The Bull. Hey, Don.
Hey, good morning. Inner loop of the circle just past Tates Creek Road. There's a 2-car collision. The right lane's blocked. It shouldn't be a big deal getting past it because they've got it moved over to the side. Now, on the exit ramp from the inner loop to Nicholasville, that turns out to be a stalled car, not a wreck. And so basically part of the right section of the ramp is blocked, but not a big problem getting past that. So you're going to look outside right now, showing you that we've got that restricted flow inbound Nicholasville at Man of War as well. But right now, traffic flow past that looks okay through that zone. As far as our drive times go, no major issues to deal with. And there's Harrodsburg and Waller, courtesy of the Lexington and Fayette Urban County government. Live view of what's happening at that intersection. Now back to you in the studio.
Okay, Don, thank you so much. And a quick reminder, you can get the latest traffic and weather info anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. Download that for free in the app or Google Play stores. The price is right, and you have all that information.
That's right. Very good resource to have.
Exactly. All right, we have a lot more news coming up on WKYT on your Friday morning.
All right, still to come, teams from around the world will converge to Louisville's waterfront tomorrow. Find out why after the break.
And we are going to be tracking plenty of heat and humidity going into the weekend as well, with an isolated shower or thunderstorm around. We'll break down the chances coming up for you.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Upper 60s, low 70s, hanging out with you on this summer morning because, you know what, it still is summer out there. Keep that in mind. We've got until next month before we can completely get rid of it, at least officially. We'll keep the heat around, I suspect, for a while, though. Humidity thrown into the mix will make everything a whole lot worse later today. And with our muggy meter, you can see that we are going to be off the charts here. We're at the tropical level, which means dew point temperatures today in the low 70s, maybe mid 70s. That's not a good place to be because you get that tropical air mass around here and it's easy to push. Feels like temperatures into the upper 90s and maybe even triple digits. Here is an hour-by-hour run of that. 5 o'clock today. There you see those upper 90s and triple digits trying to show up here in Lexington. Again, when you walk outside at 5 o'clock, that's what it could very well feel like today. Let's go into the weekend. Let's get into your Saturday, where I think it's probably a degree or two warmer air temperature-wise. And you see the impact there as triple digits are more widespread. And we're not just talking about 100, maybe have 103. That could very well be where we end up with the feels like temperatures into your Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. So kind of a nasty old mess out there with all this humidity. It's quiet across Kentucky right now. You see some more clouds, though, starting to filter into the skies across southern Indiana. And eventually, as we run through our hour-by-hour run, we'll have more clouds around, maybe even an isolated shower or two. But for the most part, things are pretty calm out there into the evening hours here across Kentucky. We go a little deeper. We get into your Saturday morning. Start off about where we are right now, and more scattered showers and thunderstorms possible. We step it up just a little bit, so the coverage might be a little better for us from time to time tomorrow. Today, you might run into 1 or 2. Tomorrow, how about 4 or 5? Sunday, a little more widespread. You can see all of it coming together here with a better chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms showing up across Kentucky. So Sunday kind of the main action. And we're also watching the tropics for some development that may eventually impact us. It's something we have to pay very close attention to here because by the time this all comes together, it could impact us as we head into Labor Day weekend. So not this weekend, but next weekend. What we're looking at here are different models showing you where the center of circulation from a tropical system could likely travel. And most of them, as you see, a big old jumbled mess. But it's passing through the Gulf, and then the long-term impacts by this time next Friday could be right around us. So something we are watching very closely because, again, could impact us, could impact maybe some of our friends, family still living it up on a beach somewhere. So the impacts are all around. The impact of the heat and humidity will be felt all around as well the next few days too, guys. As
now
we're
that
in the
was
low
about
90s.
the funniest thing I've ever heard when you said heat and humidity got together and made an ugly baby, and that is today.
I don't remember ever saying that. Did
That
I say
had
that?
us
Well, you
just
did
tickled
earlier.
to death.
That never happened. No, I would never spread gossip like that.
Jimmy's kind of plain spoken, you know. That's,
Yeah, he just says it like it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure, of course.
tongue of the mountains, right? Just tell it like it is.
That's right, buddy.
That was good.
Coming
that
up
was
on
good.
6:47 on WKYT.
All right, we got to keep going. We got to keep moving along. Skies above the Ohio River will be dotted with homemade flying machines tomorrow.
Right, Red Bull is hosting its annual Flu Tug competition, and it will be held in Louisville this weekend. Thousands will merge to downtown's waterfront park. They'll watch as competitors gather from around the world to compete in that big event. Flu Tug, which means flying day in German, is more like plummeting day, actually. Contestants build homemade self-propelled flying contraptions and then launch themselves off of a 20-foot high flight deck right into the river. The team that flies the farthest is crowned as the winner. Tomorrow's Red Bull Flu Tug, again, get it right. The event begins at 12:15. It is free to the public to go out and enjoy.
You'd have to give me a lot of Red Bull to get me to do something like that. Maybe
like
mix
that,
with something else.
Okay, then. Interesting day in Louisville tomorrow. Coming up on 6:48 on WKYT on your Friday.
We've got more news for you when we return. Stay with us.
Coming up, as Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump exchange charges of racism, we'll look at the rise of the so-called alt-right movement. Plus a new weapon against deadly bacteria, a dog that sniffs out superbugs. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:51. The search is on for the person who murdered 2 nuns in Mississippi. That's just one of the stories making headlines this morning. Bill has a look at what is trending on the web right now.
Trying to track down the latest on this in our newsroom. One of those nuns, Sister Paula Merrill, was a member of the Sisters of Charity of Nazareth, which is based in Nelson County here in Kentucky. Police in Durant, Mississippi say Sister Merrill and Sister Margaret Held were stabbed to death in their home. We're following this developing story this morning. A police chase that spanned 2 counties has just come to an end. It started in Shelby County with a report of a stolen car. The driver eventually crashed this morning in Louisville. We have no word at this moment on his condition. And check out our story on WKYT.com about a KFC franchise owner who says uniformed police officers can eat free every day. Lots of folks are looking at that story. And so we'll have your weekend weather forecast, keeping that continually updated. It's going to be a hot and humid one, Andrea.
Thank you, Bill. This morning, the candidates are in a war of words to win over minority and undecided voters with just 74 days until the election. Democrat Hillary Clinton and Republican Donald Trump are accusing each other of bigotry. Brian Webb has the latest from the campaign trail.
Hillary Clinton is accusing Donald Trump of releasing a radical fringe within the Republican Party.
He says he wants to make America great again. His real message seems to be make America hate again.
In Reno yesterday, she slammed Trump for spreading what she calls racist lies and conspiracy theories.
Now, of course, there's always been a paranoid fringe in our politics, a lot of it arising from racial resentment, but it's never had the nominee of a major party stoking it, encouraging it, and giving it a national megaphone until now.
Trump tried to beat Clinton to the punch on racism claims.
To Hillary Clinton and her donors and advisors, pushing her to spread smears and her lies, remember these 3 words: shame on you.
Besides bashing Clinton, Trump continues to clarify his evolving ideas on immigration. He admitted to CNN's Anderson Cooper last night that it would be impossible to deport all of the estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants living in the U.S.
No, there's not a path. There is no path to legalization.
You talked about paying back taxes
people
on identity.
leave the country, well, when they come back in, if they come back in, then they can start paying taxes.
Trump will court Hispanic voters today in Las Vegas. Brian Webb for CBS News.
Trump insisted his first priority would be to build a border wall and deport lawbreakers living in the country illegally. Topping your national headlines this morning, rescue operations continue in central Italy following a devastating earthquake. Rescue efforts have been complicated, though. That part of the country has felt hundreds of powerful aftershocks, making the affected areas even more unstable. Hundreds of people died when the magnitude 6.2 quake hit. Many more are missing or injured. France's Supreme Court is set to rule today on a controversial burkini ban imposed in some parts of the country. The burkini is a full-body swimsuit worn by Muslim women. Opponents of the ban say it's a violation of religious freedom, while supporters say the garment could scare beachgoers worried about terrorism.
A group of EKU students attempt to get a campus dormitory renamed has been rejected.
Turned down. The students started a petition asking EKU President Michael Benson to change the name of New Hall to Harambe Hall. Unfortunately for the students, the university has denied their efforts to make the name change. Harambe was the name of the gorilla that was shot and killed by Cincinnati Zoo officials after a child fell into its enclosure back in May.
Just all kinds of controversy all the way around on that story, certainly. Well, UK's Christian Student Fellowship will be hosting its annual World's Largest Water Balloon Fight. That'll be tonight. This year, they plan to have 1 million water balloons after breaking world records now 3 times. The event is open to all UK and BCTC students who have an official University of Kentucky ID. That balloon fight begins at 9 o'clock tonight. It will be at the Johnson Center Fields on UK's campus. Big fun.
Oh yeah, and if you're looking for something to do tonight, you can enjoy live music as part of Lakeside Live happening at Lexington Green. But before the music, WKYT's chief meteorologist Chris Bailey will be on hand with a live weather forecast beginning at 4 o'clock. The music will follow starting at 6. Jordan English will be performing tonight. Tomorrow, it will be Corey Hunt.
Going to be a lot of fun out there with that music.
Going to be warm and sticky.
I was going to say, but at least you can look at the pond.
That's right.
The lake they have there. You'll feel refreshed, right, Jim?
Yeah, just by looking at it. You don't want to jump in. You might not get to stay very long. Right now in the upper 60s and low 70s here across central and into eastern Kentucky with all the humidity that's out there now and what we likely track later today. We are certainly going to be feeling the full impact of summer around here, even though we're trying to get rid of it toward the end of August already, but still hanging around. Frontal boundary will ignite more showers and storms to our north, so we're going to be south of it, and that means as long as we're south of it, the heat index and the heat in general will be off the charts today. We likely run into heat index temperatures coming in around 100 degrees today. That's the way it'll feel out there. Here's our 7-day forecast. We're tracking those showers, thunderstorms, and low 90s through the weekend, guys. So if you enjoy the heat and humidity, you got plenty of it.
I love it.
And the stores are trying to set the Halloween stuff out. Don't let get people thinking
crazy.
Don't feel it.
Nobody's more up to date than you. Thank you for being on WKYT.
Have a good weekend.